This is Terrence Andre Banks with Information Age Financial Solutions, coming to you another video about the baby boomers, but this time a little bit different. It's not going to be about their pensions. It's actually about an interesting article came about baby boomers are refusing to sell their home ownership. And I don't usually come across this website, but I sometimes come across these great articles. Dr. Housing Bubble put one that was just really interesting to look at. Baby boomers are refusing to sell and will age like a fine wine in their homes, the dominant force in the housing market. The reason why the title stuck out to me is because, again, I've mentioned in several videos in the past that the baby boomers make up the largest I would argue the largest part of the middle class population. And them actually not selling their homes is an interesting phenomenon, because that's just without them selling the homes, it's not allowing to push down wealth to other individuals who are looking to purchase them, the generations coming after that. And I know from the work that I've done that a lot of baby boomers were purchasing houses later in their life, 68, 70, because they had access to, their greatest access to the greatest wealth that was especially in the States and probably in most places that function under Western ideologies. So let me go to the article itself, and I'll just kind of read some of the highlights and go over it, and definitely encourage you to take a look at it. Old Americans own half of the houses in the market. Many are simply refusing to sell, and others have adult kids moving back in since they can't afford a place to rent or buy. It's a catch-22, and many people are looking at countries like Italy, where the number of adults that live at home is enormous. Multi-generational families just don't coincide with the rugged American worldview, where you go out on your own and make it with your own two hands. See, that was the ideology from before. You go out, make your own home, purchase your own home, get it for your kids. But what this being stating is that many of them refuse to sell because a lot of the kids are coming back home. New phenomenon that's going on. Actually, not a new phenomenon going on. This was probably the result from before in the past. History repeats itself. A lot of families used to be multi-generational before we had the access to credit, and credit kind of moved us into this platform where people were able to purchase homes and without needing large down payments and utilizing that from before. So a lot of families came in just to exist under one roof. This is repeating itself again. Of course, many house humpers had mom and dad chip in, but that doesn't make for such a sexy story. Meaning that they're implying here that some of the baby boomers had mom and dad chip in when they bought their own point. But again, because of the access to credit, I've seen personally where I've done financial consultations with these baby boomer individuals who are able to purchase homes because banks are giving them loans because they have the fixed income and their pensions allow them to do that. Will that change? I'm pretty sure it will, as they may be forced to sell because they'll find out that they're not able to keep them in the future and past. But right now, according to this article, they're keeping the homes. In the end, however, there are many baby boomers that simply are not selling. This is actually an interesting problem that's not going away, refusing to sell. Housing used to be a young person's game. The U.S. housing market, and to a large extent, the economy was driven by home buying and big ticket purchases, but has definitely changed since the housing market imploded with the 2000s. It has also changed in terms of people marrying later, having fewer kids, and basically preferring to live in city centers versus suburbs. In other words, not a big need for big mansions. The oldies but goodies are now occupying a larger share of the housing. See here, they're showing in this 55 years and older control most 75%, actually over 50%. Actually even more than that based on this. 54 years old are covering that about 25%, and the younger population, 18 to 34, the baby boomers millennials in this case, making up the smallest percentage here. But that's to be explained because they're just coming in that point, 35 to 45, 54, more my age group here. We're coming in and we've already had houses, own my own home, and most of my colleagues and friends have homes in itself. But again, that population still outshines us. And that's because also they make up the second largest, because the millennials are just moving in now, population in the United States. Continue on with the article. Over half of the homeowners in the U.S. are now 55 and older, and this figure is now only going to grow over time. In places like California, the Taco Tuesday baby boomers own the housing market. This is worth repeating. In places like California, the Taco Tuesday baby boomers own the housing market. This is just a fact and has kept inventory to a very low level. But housing has gotten more expensive across all U.S. metro areas, and so much that it's much a larger trend. It's absolutely crushed the available inventory out on the market. And he shows it here. Zillow for the sale and inventory. You can see how that's going in that point. Inventory is going down while the prices have been going up. Inventory still remains near record lows. This is a problem for those looking to buy, especially when people are competing with investors, foreign money, and house-lusting individuals that simply don't want to wait any longer, even if it means buying a crap shack. Meaning that people are rushing in to buy houses just because they don't want to wait any longer. They're tired of waiting. And they find themselves buying something that just really is not worth it and really small. But that's also a sign of a bubble ready to burst as well. I just want to put that little adage in. Also, while home building has picked up, it is historically weak given the demand. That's interesting as well. So that's why I picked up this article. As I'm reading this, I'm finding out new information. Shows us in this chart here. At the peak, we were humming at 1.8 million housing units being built per year. We are currently at 823,000. This is 1 million short from the peaking days of the housing bubble. So why are the baby boomers not selling? The system is gridlocked, says Donald McNair, a professional urban planning and demography at the University of South Carolina. The seniors aren't turning over homes as fast as they used to, so there are very few existing homes coming online. To turn it over, they'll have to have a landing place. In Lexington, Massachusetts, a Boston suburb, broker Dana Fleming offers pizza and refreshments to entice the most elderly homeowners to attend seller seminars on how to unlock the potential of their home. They're trying to get people, these baby boomers, to sell, but it's interesting that they're trying to do that. How to unlock the potential of your home. Unlocking means that if they can sell it, they can then get a cash flow, and that helps him out in his commission. I think actually it's a twofold problem. One, the baby boomers, if they own the homes and they're not selling, most of them, from what I'm looking at, have large amounts of debt on the home itself. So the people are not actually going to inherit an asset. They're going to inherit, when they eventually do pass, probably a debt obligation that they take care of. Plus, as they mentioned early in this article, which we touched upon at that point, that most of these individuals, they can't afford a place to rent or buy. So something to look at too, especially in the information age fund, where housing still makes up a big part of the portion, and eventually people want to get to the point where they want to own their own home. And with the baby boomers keeping the homes to themselves and not selling, I don't know how much longer that could last, but every time I say that, I'm always surprised that it does last a lot longer. Until my next video, take a look at this article, drhousingbubble.com, and I'm out.